Good afternoon, folks. It's me, Natalie. I just wanted to come on here and share some of my Sunday wisdom with you all. Hopefully, I could do this every Sunday, but don't hold me to it because I do have a life, and most of the times on Sundays, I just kind of like to lounge, chill, and relax. So, the reason actually why I am doing this video is because I was prompted by a few occurrences that have been happening in my own life and some things that I've just been kind of seeing on my soul journey as I walk throughout this life. One being the young lady who jumped off of the building and committed suicide the other day. So this video is going to be just a collective of things that I wanted to talk about, or just to shed some light on, or to share. So just chew on the meat and spit out the bones. You know, what applies, what doesn't apply, let it fly. So during this time that we are living in and experiencing as souls, as young souls, middle-aged souls, old souls, what have you. The soul really doesn't have an age to it. There is a aura, I would say, of suppression of a lot of souls during this point in time. And what I mean about suppression is the suppression of what is being put out here in the atmosphere at this time. Suppression also of your soul not actually listening to your soul's guidance, not listening to your higher self, not listening to the Holy Spirit. You know, each and every one of us has our own guidance system, whatever system that is. And if you want to speak about, religion or whatever, a lot of us have come from a Christian background. I don't know many Hindus. Well, yes, I do. I know a few of them, actually. Christian background, Hindu background, Buddhist background, whatever your background is, the experience of your soul is to be fully expressive of yourself. And a lot of times, in whichever religion that you grew up in, sometimes in life, even as we growing up, we weren't able to fully be or exhibit a certain aspect of ourselves that needed to flourish, that needed to be expressed, that needed to be shown to the world as who we are, right? And sometimes, even as when we were children, that's when we were our most true selves, right? But as we go on in this life, a lot of times, the family constructs, the I would say religious constructs, even school, educational constructs, a lot of times shrink us or put us in a box. And some of us thrive in this box, and a lot of us sometimes do not thrive in this box. And that is kind of sort of what we are witnessing now, is because during this new age, it is calling for us to really, really do the work. And as I used to watch Iyanla, I didn't understand, like, what is she talking about? Do your work, but I was a baby in my journey, so I just kind of was like, I didn't understand. But now I definitely understand, because there's a work to be done within yourself. I don't care what religion you come from. I don't care if you read the Bible every day. I don't care if you read the Quran every day. There is still a work to be done in yourself. And when you neglect the self, you shrink the soul. And a lot of times when you come to a point in your life where you're met with, let's say, depression, You're met with anxiety. You're met with a dark night of the soul. And I'll get to that point in a little bit. That is you suppressing your soul. That is you not listening to your inner guidance. And that guidance system that you had once upon a time, whether it be, I did list some examples, whatever it is, even you trying to fit into a box that you created yourself. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we a lot of times limit ourselves. We limit ourselves of our full potential, and we aren't fully who we are. So we do things in life for others, right? Or for the external world that we live in, based upon its principles or its standards, okay? Whatever those standards in this world are. Looking at although I did not know the young lady who jumped off the building, but as a point of reference, looking at her life and seeing that on the outside, all of her accolades and all the things that she was doing some wonderful things, and she has done some wonderful things in her life. Unfortunately, she got to a point in her life where she did not feel seen, even though she was seen by everyone, right? And that's kind of like one of the oxymorons of this whole social media thing. It's like everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to be heard. But are you really being seen? Are you really being heard? Are you really being true to who you really are? Okay, so it's kind of like, you can go get the degrees, you can go get whatever it is in life that may seem to us, to those people who aren't in those spaces, like, oh my God, this person is living their dream life. They're doing this, they're doing that, they're traveling, they're oh my goodness, they're married, they have children. So that's why it's not good to compare yourself to other people, because you don't ever know. That's such an old saying. You never know what a person is going through. And some people have an issue with humans taking their own life due to, which I know in Christianity, people can become so kind of automatically write a person off when they commit suicide and just damn them to hell, But until you actually live or put yourself in that person's shoes, as a young lady who struggled with depression for many years and anxiety, these things I definitely know about. That sometimes people who commit suicide are actually just looking for a way out, right? And that way out seems to be it makes them very happy, because I know I was reading in some articles where the people that were around her was like, we just she just seemed so happy. We went somewhere and, we was on a trip with her and everything seemed to be fine, right? Well, everything wasn't fine, right? The reason why she was so happy during those last moments is because she actually made peace with her decision and where she was going to be afterwards, okay? And it's quite unfortunate, because a lot of people here during this time and space that we are living in or are conscious of, right? There are moments, it's almost kind of like we're living in a time in which really people want to, there's an energy, a collective energy of wanting to be seen, but not really being heard, right? So a lot of times in our lives when we need people to talk to, you don't have those people. Or if you do have those people, some people are afraid to face that type of criticism or judgment from those people around them, because you have to seem so perfect all the time, right? Especially when you're in the limelight. But so I say that to say this is because even though we've had 1,000,001 churches in this world. Where are the true servants, prophets, preachers, and teachers of God, right? When we need them, because I say that to say this, because some people have been completely turned off by a lot of things that we have been introduced to, that we were raised with. And it's almost kind of like sometimes within our communities, we're afraid to be expressive because it's like, oh, they're going to tell somebody, like somebody knows this about me or somebody knows that about me. And a lot of times you have to extend yourself further from the people that you've been involved with and reach out to some people who may not even know your name. And if they do know your name, reach out to those people that truly have that discernment and spiritual gift to help and to heal, okay? Now, with that being said, there are a lot of self-proclaimed healers, teachers out there, gurus, podcasts, and all these things, readers, all these people out here, right? Because when you do reach out for help, you know, there are certain people that you may just need for a season. And even if you do encounter certain people, I would like to speak on some of the things that you should feel when you encounter these people. So if a prophet speaks over your life and that prophet leaves you feeling fearful, if that prophet leaves you with causing you damnation upon your soul, if this prophet, teacher, reader, or whoever is just doesn't align with what God has told you. And some people may not even know what God has told them. That's why they end up in unfortunate situations. But we also need light and we need dark, right? We always need those opposing forces, okay? If my car always goes forward, how would I ever be able to back up and turn around and go in the right direction, right? So that's kind of sort of like how life is, you know. If we are not met with these circumstances, with these really hard lessons that we have to learn, how will we ever know what is right and what is wrong, right? Because you always have to be the fool sometimes in order to be the wise person, okay? Always be open and receptive to the things around you. And that is kind of what I wanted to also speak about, is intuition. We all have a guidance system. We all have our own guidance system. God speaks to us individually. God also speaks to us not only individually, but collectively. We don't know if it's all at the same time or what, but I can say that what we have been witnessing right now is one of the biggest great awakenings that I will witness probably in my lifetime, because so much during this age of Aquarius, which is really this energy of this all-knowing energy, this energy of information that we should be privy to, but at the same time, with all the information, with all the right information, there's a lot of misinformation, okay? And that is where your work comes into play. Your work meaning your inner guidance, your guidance system, the Holy Spirit, the Most High, the Creator, the all-knowing one, the Supreme Being, whatever you want to call it, right? your guidance system and how to get in tune with that guidance system and how to maneuver throughout your life with that guidance system, okay? Your intuition should be leading you, even when you speak to whoever gives you guidance, right? Because we all need guidance on this in this lifetime, along our journey, whatever our journey is, we all will need guidance, right? And like I was talking about seasons, some people need only guidance from certain things for a season. And then once you graduate from that, then you'll be met with whoever else you need to be encountered with, whatever else you need to be encountered with, and so on and so on and so forth, because in this lifetime, we will be forever evolving and growing. But if you find yourself, people, still dealing with some of the same issues, some of the same people, then there is something that you haven't learned, right? And you're going to continuously repeat it, and you're going to continuously repeat it until you finally learn whatever that lesson is. And so if you're not aware of what that lesson is, then there you go. You have to do the work, and you have to get in tune with that guidance to understand. So what does that look like, getting in tune with guidance, right? Some of us may get in tune with guidance by praying, right? By praying, because praying actually kind of stops the mind and helps the mind to focus, right? What is meditation? And a lot of us have heard, well, I heard growing up that it was a very evil practice, but it's one of the most beneficial practices that I've ever encountered, which is also, it speaks of in the Bible when it speaks of prayer and meditation, making your requests being made to God. You know, there's a time to speak, and sometimes there's a time to be quiet, right? So what does that look like? You know, what does it look like to actually hear from God? What does that actually look like? What does that actually feel like, right? So with that being said, that still voice, that voice that you hear beyond even your own voice, right? Beyond the chatter. And you know, you guys know what the chatter is, because if you try to meditate, that monkey mind is going to continuously be going and going and going and going and going. The average person cannot sit with themselves. The average person cannot sit and listen to themselves. The average person can't sit in a quiet room by themselves. You know, always having to be around people. So this is also about disciplining yourself. That's what a disciple was when the disciples were with Jesus. Yahweh, you know, the 12 disciples, and 12 being a master number, and also a number of 3, meaning to create, right? So, and God was creating this consciousness of revival, of ascension, that only a few of them were privy to, right? So, with that being said, learning to listen to your inner voice and how to get in tune with that inner voice and actually trusting yourself. Because some of us grew up in households where maybe we weren't seen, maybe we weren't heard, or maybe we were heard, maybe we were seen, but somewhere along the way, this world is always programming us, right? That's what this world is about. It's one big, humongous program of teaching people things contrary to what their soul's growth is, okay? So now that we've reached a level in life and on our journey where we have to take accountability, right, of ourselves, because sometimes you reach out to people and there's no one there. God has given you the power to heal yourself. And so you have to learn how to get in tune with this power to heal yourself. So if you're suffering from anything, whether it be that depression, what are you suppressing within yourself, right? Anxiety, what are you not listening to? What are you not hearing? What are you running from, right? Because a lot of times we have these gifts within us that we just live a life of mediocrity. Or you don't want to look weird to other people. I've been weird pretty much all of my life. And I struggled with that because I was so, I guess, hyper, or just, I wasn't like a lot of my friends. So that was a big struggle of mine until I'm like, wow, that was a big superpower of mine. That's really what made me unique. That's what made me stand out. That's what makes me who I am, right? So meditation, prayer, writing, journaling, even your dreams, So I would like to introduce a method of meditation for those of you who, I'm adding that to one of my services that I'm offering at Sisterly Love to help you get in tune with that guidance system, okay? So if you would benefit from wanting a more peace, just to experience peace for a moment, right? 5 minutes, 10 minutes. How do I find that peace? Because so many things are happening today. If that young lady could have found just a moment of peace, maybe 5 minutes of peace before she jumped off that ledge, imagine where her life would have completely just changed just from that instant moment of guidance and peace, that stillness. And that's what we need today because of the energy of exhaustion. People are losing money, jobs, but at the same time, on the other extreme, there's people that are gaining wealth, gaining information, but you just have to put yourself, and you have to align yourself with that vibration, right? Because the brain is constantly bombarded with messages of lack, of sickness, and that's the big thing right now, sickness. They are going to start pushing sickness on people. They've already done it, but they're going to amp it up. They're going to continue to amp it up. And when you receive that sickness, then you receive that vibration of whatever else that this world is going to give you. And that's why you have to learn to be in this world and not of this world. Well, how do we do this? I don't think that a lot of people teach the practicality methods of how to do this, okay? Your soul knows where to go and who to be. Your mama don't know where you need to go and who you need to be. Your daddy don't know, because we are all different. We are all individuals. Although we come through them as our mothers, as a portal, right? Sometimes these people, whoever they are, can definitely be the reason and the cause of you feeling the way you feel, right? You living the life that you live because of these constructs, okay? So I don't want to talk everybody's head off, but if you would like to have a session, hit me up. And the reason why I also am very adamant about speaking on your own guidance system is because sometimes we reach out too much externally to other people, and we always need each other, right? We do. That's how the Holy Spirit works. The Holy Spirit can speak through, just like it can speak through a person who you feel like is the lowest on the totem pole, but the Holy Spirit will speak through that person for you, because you being so, I guess ignorant to certain things, but it will always get your attention because they'll say something that always resonates and that you know is true, right? But somebody else had to tell you. So with that being said, reaching out to people so-called like spiritualists and preachers and teachers and prophets and things of this these titles, okay, these spiritual people, we're gonna see a rise in those. Like, you're gonna see that everywhere. And so that is why there's a call for you to get in tune with your guidance system, because they are going to be there are people preying on and wanting to really prey upon your soul, right? Some of you that have been called out of the church, even, there's going to be a massive number of that, because the Holy Spirit is calling for you to really know you, right? To know that who you are is very powerful. And sometimes the things that you feel when you get around other people, like some of you are very, you guys are very sensitive, right? Those that are very sensitive, or that can't watch a lot of things on TV, or you feel a lot of negative energy a lot of times when you get around certain people, you need to start to listen to that and watch that, okay? And understand that that is your guidance system. You can't watch the news every night, because guess what? It's always talking about something negative. You may need to turn your TV off. You may need to watch the music that you listen to, because of the vibration and things that don't align with your soul, right? Some of you may need to stop eating some of the foods that you eat, right? Some of you just might need to just stand still for a while. Just listen. Just listen, right? So I'm calling out to those who really are afraid of tomorrow. Some of you that that don't know where to go, or that can't even get out of bed. Those people who are lost completely, or who God has spoken to, and you just feel like, you know what, you're so, I would say, attached to the building, like the four walls of church, that you feel like, you may feel like it's not even of God to leave, right? But there's this inner sense within yourself that is so strong, like super strong, that you can't even deny it. You don't even like your job anymore, you know? You don't even chill out with your homegirls no more, your homeboys no more. You don't align with it anymore. Those of you that have done your work, or those of you that haven't, but you feel it, you just don't understand what it is. So those of you that are suffering from depression, those of you that are suffering from anxiety, these are the people that I call, because you guys really actually have a superpower that you just don't know how to use. God has given all of us gifts, and it is the time in which we utilize those gifts. You learn these gifts, and you move throughout this new world in the way that the Holy Spirit has called you to, okay? So if you guys want to book a session, hit me up in my inbox right now. I'm gonna get my website and everything together at some point, but I pray that all of you be blessed. Not even be blessed, because sometimes I'll get to that you guys be abundant, continue to be abundant, speak life over yourself, not death, and have a great Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed this.